What's up, guys? Austin here again with some more Southeast Game Exchange news. We've got BP RetroPower joining us again for this year's Southeast Game Exchange. Yep, Brandon Price is coming back again to unload all of his retro gaming knowledge on us, and we can't wait. Brandon, I want everybody to get a chance to know you a little bit better, so I've got some questions. So Brandon, to start things off, just tell us about your channel. What kind of channel do you have?
About my channel, what kind of channel do I have? It's a hodgepodge of randomness. I really focus on repairs and restorations of consoles and cartridge-based games, trying to bring those back to life to kind of make sure they can be enjoyed for a little while longer. I do mods occasionally, and been trying to do more reviews, and I want to do some streams. I've done one live stream and nobody really watched it, and I realize that's a ridiculous reason. You've got to keep streaming, but you know, I've got a 3-year-old. I have a newborn that will be here the first week of April, so it's kind of a hectic time, and when that new kid gets here, I'm not sure I'll ever have time to stream, but I have a fantastic streaming setup ready to go. I've just only ever used it once.
So tell us, why did you want to start a YouTube channel?
I've mentioned this a few times on my channel. I wanted to learn how to edit videos, so I consider myself a lifelong learner, and I want to learn new skills all the time. So I'm also on the board of a local makerspace, and I took that position because I wanted to learn woodworking and metalworking and all this fun stuff. So I wanted to learn to do basic video editing, and you know, it's going to require me to create some kind of content to edit. So I figured if I'm going to create the content and I'm going to edit it, might as well just throw it up on YouTube and see what happens. Actually, the very first video that I post on my channel is me building the PC that I'm going to use to learn how to edit with. So it's, I guess it's come full circle. And you know, put them on YouTube to try to get some criticism, because everybody knows the internet is a wonderful place of happy, friendly people who are willing to offer kind, considerable, or considerate criticism. Not always, but you get the point.
So what is your favorite thing about having a YouTube channel?
So far it's been meeting people who do the same thing, as far as making videos and putting them on the internet. So some of the other content creators, meeting some of them and becoming friends with them, and then even some of the people that have commented on some of my first videos, they've stayed pretty consistent, and you know, we've exchanged emails and used Google Hangouts every once in a while to talk to each other, and it's just been cool to meet new people. And honestly, I've had a few people talk to me about some of the repair videos I've done, and they've had this old console or this game that have sat on their shelf and they just thought it was absolutely destroyed, and they used something that I did on one of my videos, or they gave it to me to fix for them, and been able to restore that and repair that, and been able to share that knowledge with other people has been really cool.
Now, what are your favorite type of videos to make?
It's got to be definitely the repair videos. I actually have to stop myself from just not posting those constantly. I have a lot of things. I fix things and I never even record it because I don't feel like people want to watch it. I feel like I do that too much, and I want to, I guess, diversify my video portfolio. But I enjoy it for a multitude of reasons. Obviously, being able to share ways to fix things with people that they may think is broken, that will prevent it from ending up in a landfill somewhere. But something that I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this on my channel or not, but I served in the military and was deployed to Iraq. And when I came home, I had some difficulties transitioning back to the civilian world, and had a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety toward things. And the way that I channeled that and kind of focused my attention elsewhere to try to relax a little bit was through doing electronic repair. So it's kind of cathartic and therapeutic for me to be able to do that. So doing those videos, it's just a way for me to turn my brain off and focus on a single task, and not let all the background noise and fuzziness get to me. So there's that.
All right, Brandon, you've got a big gaming collection. What game are you the best at?
Okay, so I'm not, especially with the retro stuff, there's very few games that I would consider myself great at. Retro games are, there's a reason they call it Nintendo Hard, is what I'll say. So I'm not very good at a lot of the NES era games and Genesis. I enjoy playing them. Occasionally I'll find one that I can beat, but if I don't beat the game, it's not the end of the world for me. I'm not one of those people that'll break a controller because I can't beat the game. I really didn't come into my own in gaming until I really got into PC gaming in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then the Xbox era, the original Xbox era, I really became just engrossed in playing certain games. So Halo 2 on the console is probably the console game that I was the best at. So my friends and I used to play for hours and hours every day, and we got so good as a team that it didn't matter what map we were playing on, that if we killed you in a certain spot, we generally knew where you would spawn, and we had code names for the different areas on the different maps. So if we called out Bird's Nest, we knew that on Lockout you were in this upper area, and when you died you would spawn down here in this lower area. And so if I killed you here, I would call out death in the Bird's Nest, and then they would run to these other areas. So it wasn't really spawn camping, but it was close, and we just dominated. So there was that. And then on PC, it was Unreal Tournament, the original Unreal Tournament. So when Unreal came out, me and my cousin played that game like crazy, and then Unreal Tournament comes out, and we fell in love. I absolutely loved that game, and I was very good at it. There was probably a 3-month stretch there, not long after its release, that I was in the top 4 in the world in kills per hour. So I dominated in that game. I absolutely loved that game.
That's pretty impressive. So now I've got to ask these questions. How long have you been going to the Southeast Game Exchange, and what do you think so far?
So I missed the very first year. So the inaugural Southeast Game Exchange I did not get to participate in, but I've been to every convention since then. So I've been to every Southeast Game Exchange except for the first one. I think it is an absolutely awesome experience. So it was one of the very first retro video game conventions that I'd ever been to, or gaming convention. I'd been to New York City Comic Con and a few Dragon Con and a few more pop culture related conventions, but this was the very first video game convention I'd been to, and it's the most fun I've ever had at a convention. It's a great experience. Everybody, all the vendors are friendly. You can find great deals. But I think the best part for me was just meeting other people who are as passionate about video games as I am, and that's probably the best part of it. So if you're just looking to find, someone who shares common interests, definitely go to Southeast Game Exchange. You'll have a lot of fun. It's the most amount of fun you can have with your clothes on.
Well, I don't know about that, but at least we have a lot of fun putting on the convention. So now, what is the number one thing that you're looking for at this year's convention?
So the number one thing I'm looking for this year's con really depends on what happens over the next few months. So I've mentioned a few times that I'm trying to finish a Sega Dreamcast collection. I'm about 20 games short of completing the collection at this point, and if I don't finish it before that point, that's most likely what I'll be looking for, is those last few oddball Dreamcast games that I need. But probably anything Sega related. I love my NES, and as I've mentioned, I'm not a big Super or N64 or even GameCube fan. I have pretty much the games. There's a few games for the GameCube and maybe a handful for the Super that I'd be interested in, but generally I'm a Sega guy. So looking after I finish the Dreamcast set, thinking about trying to finish the Master System, so it may be Master System games that I'm not looking for, or Sega Genesis games. So anything Sega related is probably what I'll be looking for. But I will tell you this. Also just recently announced that there's going to be free play arcades for the North Carolina Arcade Museum, or the Carolina Arcade Museum, or something like that, that's going to be there, and I cannot wait to play some of those games. I have a feeling that's where most of my time will be spent, is sitting over there playing some pinball and some arcade cabinets and just trying to destroy people in some original Mortal Kombat. Hopefully the original Mortal Kombat cabinet is there, but that's it. I will say that I'm glad that Austin has invited me back again to do a panel, and I'm really excited about that.
Well, Brandon, we're really excited to have you back again as well. Do you have any final words for everybody?
If you have not purchased your tickets yet, please do so. You can pre-order tickets now on the con's website, and please come see us in late August and enjoy the time that you'll have there. It's an absolutely fantastic convention. I guarantee you'll find something there that just blows your mind, and that you'll have the time of your life. So come out and join us. Austin, thanks for inviting me to do this. Really appreciate it, buddy. Look forward to seeing you in a few months.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brandon. I really appreciate it. Guys, like Brandon said, if you haven't purchased your tickets, I'm going to leave a link below for you to be able to go do that. Also, I'm going to leave a link to Brandon's channel, BP RetroPower. Definitely go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. You will learn a ton of stuff about retro gaming from his channel. So definitely go do that. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, see you later.